shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself.
Has a new target in his sights. NFL legend Shannon Sharpe. A brand new lawsuit was just filed in Nevada claiming Sharpe was manipulative and eventually a Jane Doe, with the latest claims allegedly happening as recently as January. We got our hands on the filing, and we're going to break down everything.
All right. I don't know if you know this. I don't know if you know, but Shannon Sharpe is getting sued by a second woman. You know about that?
Yeah, and that's because Jay-Z laid out the blueprint, and they don't listen to Jay-Z. Nobody want to follow Jay-Z. You got to sue them back, and you can't give them nothing. You can't settle not one time. You can't even make it. You can't even make an attempt to want to settle, because then you're gonna open the door for what's going for Shannon Sharpe. What happened with Puff? It didn't happen with Puff until he paid the money, until he settled, and then the world collapsed. You cannot settle. Like, you gotta fight. You gotta. But
y'all, Shannon Sharpe is not catching no breaks because he just got sued for SA again by yet another woman. For someone who's been claiming that their first accuser was lying, he can't seem to stop collecting SA lawsuits like Infinity Stones. Okay, Thanos? But his new accuser is a woman who claims that they were in a relationship for 10 years. And get this, not only is she claiming that he allegedly SA'd her, but she's also claiming that he blackmailed and threatened her into silence. She claimed that he threatened to ruin her life and career if she ever told anybody about it. But wait, because that's not even the wildest part. The streets are now saying that we're about to see even more women come to sue Shannon, and it looks like it's about to be the end of Shannon because he's going down and down fast. But did Shannon really do this, or is this all a part of a coordinated attack of one successful black man to go down? Looks like there's a whole new edition of Club Shay Shay, the SA edition. Let's break it down. Y'all, Shannon Sharpe has been fighting for his life like crazy these past couple of weeks after his ex brought an SA lawsuit against him. While he was trying to fix that situation, fans dug out another lawsuit that it was filed against him by another one of his exes, claiming that he SA'd her allegedly as well. Well, the ex, another white woman named Michelle Evan, filed a lawsuit against Shannon in New York back in 2023. Apparently, she's not that Michelle, but according to reports, she has been in a relationship with Sharpe for nearly a decade, ending in 2010 when she says they got into an argument over his alleged infidelity. Evans alleges that Sharpe then requested that the two have sex, and she refused. The defendant proceeded to forcibly subdue me, compelling me to my knees, and subsequently engaging in non-consensual oral penetration. Despite my protest, he persisted in this. She went on to claim that, consumed by fear and the perplexing nature of his actions, I harbored a deep-seated apprehension that resistance would precipitate further detrimental outcomes. According to the complaint, Sharpe 56 maneuvered her onto the bed and achieved nonsense of fact. They are shared on social media or fed to reporters with intentional factual omissions and no regard for the truth. This is obviously purposeful, designed to create and fabricate a narrative. This is exactly what is happening to Shannon Sharpe, and the resurrection of the case involving Michelle Evans is a perfect example. It continued. When she could not find a lawyer to pursue her outrageous story, she filed a civil complaint on her own that is completely devoid of merit. The fact is that Shannon has had no contact with this person for many years. Bottom line, Shannon has done nothing wrong and intends to fight back against these malicious lies, not with manufactured defenses or imaginary stories, but with documented proof and real evidence. Now, like I said, y'all's Uncle Shay Shay is really out here fighting for his life, because 2 lawsuits in 1 week is not a joke. But speaking of which, his accuser, Gabriella Zuniga, recently released some screenshots to back up her claims, and it's not looking good for him. In one text, she said, "I cried when you left because I begged you to put protection on and not put it in my behind, and you didn't listen. I don't care what our history is. No means no, Shannon. I don't know how to process this. And in response, Shannon asked if he could call her later. And y'all, this kind of lines up with what she said in her lawsuit, where she accused Shannon of manipulating and controlling her, alleged that he violently SA'd and SA'd her from behind in October 2024 and January 2025, blatantly ignoring her pleas for him to stop. The lawsuit details instances of alleged threats and physical assault, stating Sharpe refused to accept the answer no, even as she sobbed and screamed. Well, Shannon then clapped back at her, releasing a statement as well as some very NSFW texts between him and Gabriella. Well, mostly from her, but in the text she said stuff like, I want you to put a dog collar around my neck and choke me with it while you're effing me. I know you miss this big juicy A. $25K for each cheek. Only if you put that baby gravy in me, then I can do whatever I want. I want to put my tongue in your a-hole and then marry you. That's my daddy. I want you to put a big black baby in me. You better crave it because you're going to be stuck with it for life after you put a big black baby in me. Then Shannon's statement went on to say that this lawsuit filed by Gabriella Zuniga and orchestrated by her attorney Tony Busby is a blatant and cynical attempt to shake down Mr. Sharpe for millions of dollars in her effort to extract a large financial settlement. Ms. Zuniga presented Mr. Sharpe with a secretly recorded video of a consensual, intimate encounter. We believe the video has been heavily edited and taken entirely out of context, crafted to falsely portray a consensual act as non-consensual. It continued, the evidence paints a clear picture. This was a consensual adult relationship that included role-playing, adult language, and fantasy scenarios, explicitly requested by Ms. Zuniga. The edited tape that Ms. Zuniga secretly taped and showed to Mr. Sharpe during her blackmail attempt tries to falsely portray as a result of this editing and out of context from prior text messages that the intimate activity was not consensual. Mr. Sharpe categorically denies all allegations of coercion or misconduct, especially the gross lie of SA, and will not submit to what he sees as an egregious attempt at blackmail. He stands firmly by the truth and is prepared to fight these false claims vigorously in court. He looks forward to vindication through due process and a judgment based on the facts and the law. Well, his lawyer also tried to paint Gabriella as a gold digger, saying her knowledge that Mr. Sharpe's about to receive a very lucrative contract. She knew that, took advantage of it, and I describe this in my opinion that this is a classic definition of blackmail that gives the greatest leverage to blackmail. He also exposed Gabriella as an OnlyFans creator, saying what she does on OnlyFans was for money and a role-playing and a virtual fantasy with money who pay her. It was in fact that the plaintiff started to charge Mr. Sharpe money. This is who she is by the facts. I'm just describing that she's on OnlyFans and charges people money to do role-playing. Well, her lawyer Tony Busby was not about to let Shannon's team make his client look bad, so he exposed them for secretly offering Gabriella a $10 million payout in exchange for keeping her mouth shut. He said, back in early February, our office contacted Mr. Sharpe on behalf of Jane Doe and broached the subject of a meeting. Multiple conversations took place. Ultimately, a mediation occurred. Sharpe was represented by different lawyers in that mediation. That mediation process went on for more than 6 weeks, ultimately leading to Mr. Sharpe making an incredibly significant offer to settle. However, Doe refused that hefty sum offered by Sharpe and instead filed this case. He continued, on the one hand, Mr. Sharpe and his lawyers claim that the case filed by Jane Doe is meritless. Yet on the other hand, they now have disclosed that Mr. Sharpe offered Jane Doe $10 million in writing not to file her lawsuit. That is a true statement. Jane Doe was in fact offered $10 million to settle but rejected that offer, choosing instead to proceed with litigation. Sharpe's team is now trying to discredit and dox her. Sharpe and his team are now, and as anticipated, also attacking me. We are not going to be deterred by these tactics. So this is very interesting because Miss Michelle has been pretty silent about her lawsuit, and fans are now wondering if she was paid off by Shannon and his team, kind of like how he tried to pay off Gabriella. I mean, think about it. She claimed that she dropped the order of protection because she was threatened, but that doesn't quite make sense though. If anything, shouldn't that have convinced her that she actually needed the protection? The math isn't really mathing y'all here, and fans are now speculating that the real reason is that she was paid off, but y'all didn't hear it from me. Now, Tony Busby also claimed that the text of Shannon dirty, and it's kind of relentless. I mean, y'all remember how he went head-to-head with Jay-Z's lawyer last year and even earlier this year. So when Shannon...
a great way to start the new year? Working on getting thicker and fuller hair. And I've got the perfect solution for you. It's Hims finasteride and minoxidil.
Poking out someone who's half his size. And after releasing the audio, Tony Busby wrote, "The contents of this clip are certainly not sexual. They are not playful. They are instead disturbing, aggressive, and dangerous. The audio paints a very clear picture of how Sharpe treated Jane Doe, leading her to escape from him by leaving Nevada and blocking all contact with him." He also said, Mr. Sharpe's aggressive approach will instead have the opposite effect. Miss Doe is not afraid of the truth. She relies upon it. I look forward to presenting the evidence in this case through the judicial process where the truth matters more than a sports icon's desperate public ESPN at the start of the NFL preseason. I sincerely appreciate the overwhelming and ongoing support I have received from my family, friends, fans, and colleagues. However, it don't look like this drama is going to be over anytime soon, because the streets are now saying that there is even more women allegedly planning to sue Shannon for SA in these next coming weeks. Well, Shannon might want to keep his lawyers on speed dial because the drama is about to get real. But in the meantime, I gotta know what y'all think about this chaotic drama in the comments below.
Like I said, guys, what I was saying was, because the women are predators and we know women are predatorial. That don't give us the right to be predatorial, yo. Like a lot of y'all showing y'all true colors, yo. A lot of y'all like them bitches with Hello Kitty panties, yo. Oh, that's not even cool, yo. Yeah, a lot of y'all niggas like the bitches with Hello Kitty panties, and that shit nasty, yo. But
Damn. Woo. PDF file. Well, all right. With that being said,
and then they disguise it with, but Tracy Ellis. So what? We know that we know that older bitches is predators. Just because the older bitches is predators don't give us the green light.
Wait, hold up. What you mean? All right.
Because Tracy be predators.
No, I know that, but
she like younger. She like younger dudes.
Yeah, but she like younger dudes who's like legal age, right? They legal, right? They legal age, right? Look, see, here's the thing. I don't trust. All right. I'll just say this much right now. Unfortunately, men's tastes do not change even if they get older. What I'm saying, with that being said, if you're within the illegal age, I have no problem with Shannon Sharpe dealing with a younger chick. But I don't even have a problem. Well, one thing I could definitely agree with you upon is the fact that Jay-Z, he stood on the square. He was willing to go down. If it push that stuff, he was willing to go down. And unfortunately, Puff Daddy, he didn't even have a choice in the matter because he was a corporation. He sued the corporation, and the corporation was going to pay the suit, not necessarily Puff Daddy. And as a matter of fact, Puff Daddy, we can see what's going on with that Puff Daddy situation. But what's really crazy is the fact that there's some people who want to see Puff Daddy, not get in trouble, but then they're persecuting Shannon Sharpe, which I feel is really, really wrong. That's really fucked up. That's really fucked up. Y'all trying to persecute Shannon Sharpe. But what you're saying, if he wants a little fine, it's fine like wine, little white women. Hey, as long as she's of age. It's
all consensual too. We're talking about consensual. Like,
keep it consensual.
So I don't I'm not beating Shannon Sharpe up, and I'm not even like mad at Shannon Sharpe. But what I am saying is, don't show your true colors because of what Shannon Sharpe do. Like, you know what I mean? Always be on your square, guys. Like,
cover your ass.
Let me cover your ass, cross your T's, and dot your I's, yo, at all times, yo. Don't blow the bag, yo. This is why I tell y'all all of the time to work on y'all and fix your mental. You know what I mean? Fix your mental. Invest in fixing your mentality so that you won't make mental mistakes. Because that's why a lot of these people with the money, right? A lot of men with the bag, they making mental mistakes because they got to the bag before they got a chance to fix their mind. Remember, I just told y'all that Romans 12 too, yo, you want to go the other way. Do not conform with whatever the world is doing. Do the opposite, yo. But you gotta renew your mind. It's a mentality. You gotta fix your mind. You can't just go walking around with the mindset that you had, that you've been blessed with. You know what I mean? For the circumstance, you gotta fix that. If you ain't working on fixing that, then you probably losing and you probably disguising it. You know what I mean?
And I must criticize Shannon Sharpe for one thing. I think he was moving like how a lot of these bitches out here moving. They think that just because they got mouthpiece, or just because, they got a little flash, or think just because they got a little bit of game, just because, they done, sweet talk to, women to the bed, They think that that's all they had to do. You know what? I think one of the reasons why Shannon Sharpe got busted is because he didn't break her off. He would have just gave her some money. You know what I'm saying? Before, he would at least establish a pattern of a friendship or some type of relationship. But this dude thought he was just going to go and just smack chick, even though he's Shannon Sharpe worth $100 million, $50 million. He just thought he was just going to be smashing this little white girl like she wasn't shit. Unfortunately, we all know that, we all know, happy hoes ain't hating, but, her hoes will. And that's exactly what had happened. There's a lot of lessons that we can learn from the Shannon Sharpe situation. You can't move the same way when you got money. And look, and guess what? Some of y'all might say, "Oh well, Cali West, you ain't got a lot of money, you ain't balling out of control or nothing like that." But guess what? One thing that I have that's common with every rich person is that every rich person was always a broke person at one point in time. You know what I'm saying? It's a mentality.
Right, so, another lesson you can learn from the Shannon Sharpe guys is this: what happened when you like that don't like you. You feel me? When you like women that don't like you, this is what's gonna happen. It don't matter. It's just a matter of time. Nah, it's never okay to trick on a bitch. Let me scratch that. But
I ain't doing tricking.
if you're gonna trick on a bitch, right? Understand that find that appreciation. Find a bitch that at least like you, because at some point it's gonna do this. Because when she don't like you, it's nothing else to do but ruin your life and try to get you as far away from her, but take all your resources as possible. And this is what happened. Shannon Sharpe slipped up. Like, instead of smashing, tricking off on a smash, and now her go about business and then finding somebody else, trick off on that'll be appreciated, that'll like glorify him and worship him. That sucks to trick off on them that don't even worship you. Like that's corny.
Well,
That's corny.
I say this much. I See, here's the thing. I would kind of argue otherwise. I would say at least if the bitch don't like you, give her a reason to make sure she can't sue your ass by making sure she's taken care of. This thing, nothing in life is for free. It's always trade off. And I'll even argue that this white girl actually likes Shannon Sharpe, but guess what? She just knew Shannon as Shannon. She didn't know Shannon was Shannon Sharpe from ESPN. She didn't know who the fuck she was until her homegirl probably pinched her and was like, "Hey, this big buff ass ninja you fucking with." No, hold on, look. Hear what I gotta say. This big buff ass ninja you fucking with is Shannon Sharpe. And then look, when she found out that this dude got other money, then this other bitch named Michelle, all up on IG Live and all that, right? And he wasn't breaking her off. Guess what? That made her pissed off. Because guess what? Here's one thing. Even when a girl like you, guess what? It's only a matter of time since you don't like you. So you're still back in the same situation all over again. So the bottom line is you gotta cover your fucking ass. You feel me? You gotta cover your ass, y'all.
Only thing I'm gonna give pushback on that is these young trainees, boy. These bitches saw that from jump, boy. Somebody didn't just tell her that Shannon Sharpe. This bitch knew that was Shannon Sharpe. I know she know. You knew he wouldn't even got in. He wouldn't even got through the first layer if he wasn't if it wasn't identified as Shannon Sharpe.
She already was all around influential people already in the neighborhood that she lived with. She just thought that he was just a rich black man. She just knew that she was like, look, all right, is there not a possibility that she just thought she was a rich black man? How many little white girls are watching ESPN and know who the fuck 50-year-old
You ain't gotta watch ESPN.
old Super Bowl playing ass fucking back in the day ass fucking Shannon Sharpe.
That's only if ESPN was the only thing he did. This motherfucker got
Shay.
Yes. That shit's getting views. Boy. So
Right.
You got them views,
Right.
you got ESPN, you got his big ass mouth.
Right.
So she knew that was Shannon Sharpe. She knew that was Shay.
Look, that could be plausible. By the end of the day, you still got to cover your ass. Because this way, whether she like you, she don't like you, you just got to cover your ass. Don't be talking about you want to beat her up and stuff like that. Even if she says she want to get beat up, you just be like, "Oh really? Oh really? You want to get beat? Okay."
Y'all gotta learn. Them ones that want to get choked and beat up are the cop callers. They got 911 on their fingertips.
Look at the basketball, the baseball player. What's his name? The white guy, the baseball player. What's his name?
Man, don't give me the line. But them bitches got it right here. They got two buttons right here. Boop and boop. Real quick, dog. Stop playing with them girls that like to play like they like to get choked and spanked and beat up. Them's calling the cops faster than any other females on our modern woman chart, yo.
And all that hunger guy do is say, he beat you up like that. You know what? He abused you. Really? Taste. Taste.
Hey, Shannon Sharpe. Now we're gonna start calling it the Shannon Sharpe. We got the Diddy.
Oh,
We got the
shit.
Shannon Sharpe, man.
Damn.
Don't get
Shannon
Shannon Sharpe, y'all.
Damn.
Don't get
Not the
Shannon
Shannon
Sharpe,
Sharpe.
man. Ain't no coochie worth no $50 million though. Ain't no 19-year-old coochie
Right.
worth $50
Look,
million. Y'all
I don't give a
niggas
fuck.
lying.
Ain't no coochie on the world worth no $50 million.
I never
That's why he should
said
have
it.
paid her $50,000. When she said $25 booty cheek, I said he should have sent that cash up on that booty cheek right then and there. That way, take that to court.